Good morning. Say hello to Biscuit. She's such a sweetheart. Anyway, if you didn't know her temperament, you would think as a groomer that she's a highly, I think they use the word feisty is the word they use in the cat grooming industry. It's not that she's feisty, it's that she has a queen temperament, which means she doesn't mind being groomed as long as you do it to her exact specifications, right? If you want to go outside of that, you will receive the wrath of a queen, right? So that's basically what a queen temperament means, right? She's got a hot mess going on her eyes, so let's get a little flea comb. Let's get a smaller one. I'm going to use a little small flea comb just to clear her eyes out a little bit because they're kind of hard and crusty. So this flea comb just kind of grabs it, right? Cleans out part of it before the bath, right? Okay, so where do we begin with a queen? Well, you got to keep her happy, right? That's why if you notice where it says spa in the title of this video, spa from 1 to 3, depending on what you're doing and what part of the grooming she's in, she will go anywhere from levels 1, which is perfect, all the way up to 3, which is not happy, right? Of course, that scale goes up to 6, so you still have 4, 5, and 6. She's not in the upper stress level, so that's good. My goal for every one of my cat clients here at our cat grooming salon is just to try to keep all of our clients between levels 1 and 2, perfect to pensive, which is, your just typical normal cat. Anything outside of that means the cat is experiencing stress levels, PTSD, or fight or flight is kicking in, all of those things, right? So Waka Waka. She's got some issues with her coat. She's got a big ball right on her side here, and I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to tackle that. It's like one big ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Lay Pooch detangling spray, which I have found to be the best way to prep any kind of long hair cat. You can buy it by the gallon. You can also buy it in a 9-ounce bottle. Looks like 8-ounce bottle. Looks like that. I really don't know how I'm going to get that out. So let's just get that working first. Waka waka. Alright, let's start with our butt shave. I'm using my safety clipper set on 1.4, the one as well clipper. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Alright. Let's try and get in here. She's gonna get a full belly shave. I have her bed on standby in case you need to.
TS your cat?
Hi, Jamila. We're in a cat grooming salon right now. So we're grooming cats. This is a cat client. Her name is Biscuit. Biscuit. She's getting her bath. Her bath comes with a full belly shave. So we call that the natural. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Good girl. All right. We're just eliminating all of her problem areas that she normally has. She's got a really bad one on her other side. I'm not really sure how I'm going to deal with that. There. Okay. All right.
Love your videos and your work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Earl. How are you, Earl? What's going on with you? Let's get her on this side. This is Biscuit. She's a queen temperament. We're getting rid of all of her problem areas. So we're gonna shave her armpits out, even on the other side. We're gonna go over that ridge to the other side and clear all of it. Normally you just stay on this side, but her coat needs a little extra help. So we gotta go to the other side. Wow. Do you have an account, Earl? Do you do stuff on YouTube? What? What? Uh-oh, we don't want to upset the queen so soon in her grooming. That would not be good. That would be foolish of me as a peasant to think. Oh, oh, so
Thank you for being so gentle and thoughtful and loving with these beautiful animals. Rose Heavy Black Heart.
Oh, hi, Melissa. How are you today? Wow. Oh, we get ballet leg. See how bad her back leg is? We gotta go in and take care of some business.
Doing good.
We gotta take off a little bit more than we should.
Definitely don't want to upset the queen.
All hail the Queen, Biscuit. She'll let you know if you did it wrong, right? Right now she's willing participant. She's giving ballet legs. You know, she's fully participating. But you have to follow the cues, right? She'll know if you're dismissing her. They're not stupid. Oh man, it's really bad, guys. It's really bad. Now what? What am I gonna do now?
The perfect princess.
No, she's not a princess. She's a queen. A princess is a non-aggressive, very passive cat temperament, right? That is, no. Queens, Biscuit is a queen. Trust me. We're probably going to find that out real quick since we're going to have to do some demounting on her. Let me get a bed. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do all this without upsetting her. But this
Why
little...
are you shaving her? What happened?
Waka. Walk. Nothing has happened. We're just bringing a cat in for her regular grooming, right? Welcome to the cat grooming salon where cats come in and get groomed. So you're more than welcome to watch. You know, it is an interactive live. Cats, long hair Persian cats will mat, right? Because they don't groom themselves, right? She's completely matted. So what we're going to do is try and take care of some of her problem areas without upsetting her, without getting her to the point where she says, enough! The queen has spoken. Enough! Yeah, once you get to that point, it's pretty hard to come back. So far, she's still a willing participant. She wants to feel pretty. She likes to feel pretty. She knows this will make her pretty afterwards. But you have to groom her on.
Well, I have a cat that is a fighter. When I want to brush or clip her nails, my cat bitches me out when she wants something.
Yeah, well, see, the cat, that's the cat's only way of telling you you're doing it wrong. So they're pretty clear with their communications. If a cat is doing that, it's because you're not using the right grooming tool or you're not using the right technique, and that is the cat's only way of letting you know that you're doing it wrong. It's really that simple. So find another grooming technique, or your cat may also be a candidate for just a simple pre-treatment. You can do the all natural one. We recommend Social or Happy Garden, the oil drops. Okay. There is a link attached to this page. If you hop on it, it'll bring you directly to where you can order some oil drops for your cat. But it's basically everywhere. I mean, you could go to Bed Bath & Beyond and get a bottle. It's everywhere. It's been on the market for 6 years now. Okay. I don't know what to do there, Biscuit. A lot of cat groomers will just dismiss any kind of matting and just bring the cat straight into the tub because they know they can get those knots out afterwards under the dryer. But only to a certain point, right? If they're really big clusters, yeah, that's when you don't do that technique, right? You gotta break that up just a little bit. We don't mind little tiny ones, but big clusters, no. No. Alright. Poor girl. Poor girl. You want to get in your bed? Let's see if we can give the queen her bed. Give the queen her bed. Better? She's like, maybe. So bad. What? Waka waka. Waka waka. Good girl. Meow. Meow. Okay, I think we're no, we're not there yet. All right. I went in and cheated and used that. C'est la vie. That's only for emergency use because it will cut into that coat. All right. Good girl. Good girl. Wee-hee. Can't believe we got through that. You alright? You gonna make it? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, Lord. Oh, what are we going to do? I don't know. I don't know, little one. This is not how you start a grooming off for a queen.
Handling it well.
For a queen temperament cat, this is the last thing you want to be doing, right? Which is why she's on a regular grooming schedule, but apparently they missed or extended their last grooming, which is causing her to have to go through this, right? She's not on any kind of a pre-treatment, which is why you have to kind of dance around and work around her natural temperament, right? I am going to start coding that into the title of the videos that I post, whether the cat is on any kind of a pre-treatment or not. We're going to have a special code. There's really only two that owners use. It's either the all natural calming oil drops, or it's going to be the GABA from their vet. So yeah, we'll start coding that in. We're coding in their natural stress levels, like for instance SPA means 1 to 3. It's the stress levels of panic or aggression, and we call it SPA for short. So she goes from 1 to 3. She is dripping.
Impressed with how well she handling it. Most cats will be fighting already.
With a queen temperament, yeah. As Dr. Phil says, what's the payoff, right? She knows there's going to be a payoff where she's pretty afterwards, right? So she's willing to put up with a little bit. There's only so much a queen is going to put up with, so you gotta be very careful and strategic about how you do that, right? And one thing you try not to do is skip your regular grooming appointment. Which will cause the groomer to have to demat your queen temperament cat. That late pooch spray is really helping a lot. You could say it's a fear-free product, right? Because it's really helping the cat to get through this part of their grooming, which they wouldn't normally be able to do too well. Good girl. As soon as we can get this through her coat, free and clear, we'll get her in the tub and start her beauty treatments.
What is this?
Waka waka waka. You just joined a live cat grooming on YouTube at a cat grooming salon, right? Should be obvious. You subscribe to this channel, which says the Mainline Cat Grooming Salon, right? So you subscribe to that.
The title of the video.
I'm going to try to make sense for the people who actually subscribe to the channel. I'm not going to try and make it all make sense. A lot of these comments are going to come from people who don't even subscribe. But the one thing you probably want to keep in mind is that there are no children allowed on this account. So do not give anyone the benefit of the doubt that they must be like some kind of youngin or child. No. No, and any and every comment you see on this channel is going to be coming from a grown-ass adult. Just keep that in mind. You got this. You got this. She's like, I do? Yeah, you got this. You can do it. Mm. Alright, she's backseat cat grooming me.
The words out of my mouth, Sam, haha.
Hey, Banana be jamming. How are you? What's going on? How are you? This is Biscuit. She came in all matted, so we're trying to navigate around her queen temperament. She doesn't have any pre-treatment, right? Her owner doesn't give her anything, right? But 75% of our clients come in at natural temperament, right? But it is a little tricky when you bring in a clean temperament cat fully matted. Very tricky. Because you start off the
I'm
grooming.
currently waiting for my eldest to finish after school club.
Nice.
She is precious BTW. Queen Crown is doing so well.
You got this, Biscuit. We don't have to get it perfect, but we do need to get the big ones out. And then we can deal with the other ones. Oh, we can deal with the other ones while she's under the dryer after her bath. I think we're there. We're there.
That's true. I have a cat that has short hair, but still sometimes I need to brush her hair or do a quick nail clipping, but if you do it right, they'll thank you later.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get her in the tub. You did it, little one. She's like, I did? Yeah. Oh my God. Come on. Oh my God. Good old big. There we go. You ready? She's like, for what? You do your bath. Spruce your coat back up, get you back to queen status. She's like, well, you better. The epitome of the groomer of the stool. We all know what that is, right? It's actually a real job. Banana would know what that is. She's from England. Stool? That's kind of what it feels like sometimes when you're a cat groomer. The groomer of the stool's job is to wipe the queen's ass because she can't herself, right? With all her garb that she's wearing. So she needs assistance. Yeah. Let's start with, I guess, the warm heated groomer's goop. Get that on. She's like, yeah. We're on back order for the pink paw pal. So normally that's the only thing I would put on the head of a cat, but we're going to have to improvise and use this groomer's goop. I hate using it around the head of the cat. Don't like it. Wow, let's get that started. And then we can start on other things while we're waiting for this to work. Wow. See how she's throwing her hip up in the air? She's really wanting to participate and be a part of this grooming, right? But within her own terms, right? Otherwise, she will be miserable. She will start screaming. Yeah, won't you? She'll start screaming. Only way that some cats can get your attention, right?
The pink one you put on her head.
Waka waka wak wak wak. Happy hoodie? That's called a happy hoodie. Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Waka waka. Waka 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 waka. Good girl. Good girl. Waka waka. She can get 2 baths after this degreasing treatment. The first bath will be a degreaser, and then the second bath will be her finishing, right? For her finishing, we're going to use the Top Cat Volume Shampoo by Chris Christensen.
Make the cat come during grooming.
It can. It's 80% effective. It's effective for 80% of cats. To make it better. I don't know if calm is the word, but it makes it better. Can be very calming. Okay. Are we there yet? She's like, yeah, I think so. Got some dry spots here. Alrighty then. Let's try and work that through a little bit better. I'm going to use this Beats brush. Comes in handy when you're working with a long hair cat. It's like a detangler made out of plastic with about 250 little raised nibbies. Good girl. You did it. That's a 10-minute process, that pre-treatment. And then let's work this through her head. She's got a very thick show quality coat.
Guessing that the owner shouldn't have waited so long to bring her in to be groomed.
There's a reason for that, right? So not everyone has a perfect
Don't
life
get
with a
your
perfect
own cat.
schedule.
You know,
Sometimes
I think it's a cat, or what if it's a cat? Don't do that to your own cats.
You're in a cat grooming salon, you stupid idiot, right? Where people come and have their cats groomed here, right? Hello. Yeah, we're going to correct you if you actually literally subscribe to this channel and then want to say foolish things through our life, right? And yes, that came from a grown-ass adult. God help our next generation, right? Wow. Yeah, sometimes life gets in the way of people being able to keep to their regular schedule for their cat, right? So yes, there was a small interference with her regular schedule, which she is normally on, right? Sometimes life gets in the way of that. But apparently not for people who have a perfect life, you know, come from the land of Instagram. That little magical world where everything is perfect and everyone's lives are perfect, everyone's cats are perfect. Give me a break. Alright, let's work on her face and her eyes while we're letting that groomer's goop work. Yeah. Does that feel good? She's like, yeah. Good girl. Good girl. We're using a warm washcloth with a little bit of
I'm
foam.
over here with your sarcasm. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, well, there's a couple of undercurrents happening during the live. One would be people who don't subscribe, and then it won't go through that speaker. And then you've got the people who did subscribe to a cat grooming salon page, yet the words coming out of their mouth are just, make no sense. So of course you have to release them back into the ether. Yeah, that last stupid comment was me. I released that user. So I never have to listen to that bullshit ever again, right? Because when you're grooming cats in a cat grooming salon, it's really important that everything makes sense. Just saying. Kind of how we operate here, right? Because when things don't make sense, that creates chaos. And we don't need chaos in a cat grooming salon. Got it? See how that works? See why that would be important? like, now what? Well, we're going to start with a little bit of purple in your cheeks. A little bit of purple over here. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da. Alright, let that soak for a little bit. Alright, we're going to break down her grooming into 3 blocks. The first...
Sam face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
Banana. Love you too, Banana. Banana be jamming. Too bad we don't have tunes on this app, right? Oh well, maybe that'll soon change. We'll see. Banana's really good at DJing. DJ the DJ. Alright.
Wish that there was such a magical life. I does get in the way of getting things done on schedule.
Yeah.
I do apologize for such a comment.
Oh, was that from you? Yeah, life got in the way with this last grooming. But we got her through it. I think she got through it fine, considering she's a queen. She's doing what Dr. Phil talks about. What's the payoff, right? She knows this is going to get her pretty again, so she's willing to do whatever it's going to take to a certain degree.
Amazed at how cooperative the cat is.
Yeah, to a
Never
certain
had
degree.
any of mine adapt to being bathed.
Well, there's
She's
been
doing great.
your cat may require.
OMG, not everyone is perfect and not everyone else's schedule matches the groomer's schedule.
Yeah, well, that's not what it was about. Ready? She's like, for what? Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's get that going. Let's get that going. Oh, that's what I was saying. Dr. Phil. There's a payoff happening right now. She knows this is gonna get her nice and pretty. So she's willing. She's an active willing participant, but only to a certain point, right? There's this line that you cannot cross with queen temperament cats, right? And that queen will let you know where that line is, right? You want to dismiss it and disregard what the cat just told you, you go right ahead. See what happens next. Yeah. See what happens next. You dismiss a queen's warning. Prepare to meet her wrath, right? A lot of groomers are going to not be able to recognize the difference, and then they're going to label the cat as being feisty, or they're going to label the cat as being ungroomable. Come get your cat, right? Why? Because they were unable to read what was happening with the cat. Because why? Because they have no actual cat grooming training, right? And then they turn around and blame the cat, not themselves, for not getting any apps. You know, if you were a dog groomer, in order to learn how to groom cats, you have to seek further education. It doesn't naturally, it's not naturally included. It's not naturally included. It's not naturally included with their training to know how to groom cats. Just like with veterinarians, if you want to pursue more education in cat veterinarian medicine, you have to go outside of the normal educational platform to seek further education as a cat veterinarian, right? It's further education. It's not, you'll be taught the basics. Some groomers, they're not even taught the basics, right? So I know the Philadelphia dog grooming school, when I asked the owner at Hershey Pet Expo how much time is given to cat grooming or education, he said 0. Nothing. He doesn't offer anything for cat grooming. Yet how many of his graduates are now advertising cat grooming out there in the public, right? You see the problem? You see the issue? Why would there be an issue? There's all kinds of reasons why there would be an issue, but a lot of times it has to do with the health and safety of the cat, right? You cannot recognize what's happening with the cat. You can't work with their temperaments. It could end up risking the cat's safety, right?
Even doctors need to keep on reading. Medication changes all the time.
Yeah, they have further education for groomers, but not enough is given to the actual cat grooming, right? As a matter of fact, one of the biggest pet conventions of the country, Hershey Pet Expo, they literally pulled their all-day cat grooming seminar this year. They literally pulled it and didn't offer it. You know what they replaced it with? Anyone want to guess what they replaced an all-day cat grooming seminar with? Yeah. They replaced it with creative dog grooming, you know, with dyes and colors, and let's do something fun for our dog grooming clients, right? Because 99.9% of the pet grooming industry is dedicated to dog grooming, right? Not even the big chains do that. If you go into a big chain store, you're going to see how they divide up the store.
Purple shampoo for making the hair whiter.
I think 50...
Just asking.
Yeah. Pooch Bright by Lay Pooch. I think 50% of any big chain store is dedicated to dogs, 30% is dedicated to cats, and then the remainder 20% is dedicated to all the whatnots. Rabbits, ferrets, fish, you know, all of that stuff, right? Birds. So even the pet chain stores have understood exactly where the numbers are regarding what focus you should be giving each, and they dedicate about 30 to 35% of their store to cat owners, right? The pet industry, maybe 2%, if less, but 2%. Just to give you an idea of how off the pet industry is, right? Alright, let's get a little rubber nibby. Start working on her cheeks and her dome. Waka 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 waka. She's like, that feels good. I know. I know. Groomer of the stool, working hard, keep the queen happy. Yeah. She's like, thanks for wiping my ass. You got it. I know my job, and I understand it well, little lady. She's like, good, little peasant.
This kitty loves you. In total trust in what you're doing.
She loves her bath. She's a cat. Think narcissist. Right? She loves how she's going to feel afterwards. She doesn't love me. I don't know why you would think that. Not everything is what it seems. Not everything is what it seems when it comes to cat grooming. Right? If you want to think that, go right ahead. Maybe. You might be right, but I doubt it. She's a cat. She's a cat. Alright, here we go. Waka waka.
The water temperature.
Warm. Not cold, not hot. I don't have a water gauge, right? The same temperature you would wash a baby in. I don't know, Google what's the temperature for washing a baby. Should be that. Good girl. Good girl. You did it. Alright. Alright, let's get this happy hoodie on. Wow, 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 wow. Got a little bit more work to do, and then we'll probably just put her in the caddy shack back to blow her out. We're going to use the dryer as a tool to try to undo some of the mats that are still in her coat. Get out all of this heavy groomer scoop, which was her first beauty treatment. And we're going to combine 2 beauty treatments together. The whitening or optical brightening with the degreasing. They're all made from the pooch, so we're going to put them in together as the first or the second beauty treatment. The first was her degreasing, right? So that was the first beauty treatment, was a head to toe degreasing using the Groomer scoop. Pink Paw Paw is a much better quality product, but it's on back order, so we don't actually have it. Alright, purple. Get that going. Waka waka. We're going to repeat on the front legs. Wee-hee. Alrighty then. There. Waka. Get the bubbles going. Wee-hee. Good girl. The purple is Pooch Bright by Lay Pooch, and then the orange is the F&T by Lay Pooch, right? So we're going to combine 2 beauty products together. That way we eliminate one of the steps, which then allows the cat to be groomed faster, right? I do study cat baiting masters, and yes, there is such a thing, right? They'll go up to 6 steps, right? Which, you know, it's fine, but I try to keep it, I try to cap it off at like 3. You know what I would love to use for her finishing shampoo right now, but it's not in yet, is the Silky Shampoo by Lay Pooch, or by Pink Paw Paw, right? That would really help. If you've got a cat's coat that's already, you know, kind of matted when you started off, using a silky lather shampoo really helps to tame that coat, right? Good girl. We're going to use a little bit of this Oribus. It's like a white liquid. It helps to boost the lather without causing that coat to bind to itself. So it's very safe to use on a long hair cat. You can buy that for, oh gosh, I forget how much it is, but you get a 7.5 pound tub of it on Amazon. That was recommended to me by a certified cat groomer who's also a show.
Would be down the street by now, LOL.
Who's also a show cat. She shows cats out of the cat shows, so she knows her trade, right? Usually the people who do the cat shows, they know all of the grooming secrets, right? You know, they are the gold standard of the cat grooming. Anyone who shows cats, not just anyone, I guess, the ones who are experienced with it. We got newbies who join cat shows and become a member to show their cat, and they don't know any better, and so they just reach for their Dawn dishwashing soap, right? Thinking that's what you use to groom cats because they know nothing. And then they it doesn't take them long to figure out, you know, why doesn't my cat's coat look the same as the other cat's coats, right? Because Dawn will kill the life out of your cat's coat. It just dulls it. It's just not a quality product to be using. What a rat's nest this is. Alright, we're going to try and work on it with this beads brush and a rapids brush. You can do some dematting in the tub. Not a whole lot, a little bit. This is way too much to deal with right now. So we're going to try and deal with it a little bit here and then a little bit while she's under the dryer. Are you leaving? She said, I was thinking about it. Alright. And rinse. And rinse. Good girl. You did it. Good girl. You know, for all of you who want to talk about how your cat would never, how your cat would never, how your cat would never, well, one, you don't have any techniques. So while you're learning and while you're trying to find out what the techniques are, you can always just pre-treat your cat. Everyone pretends and acts like that's not a thing, right? And neither one of the pre-treatments that our clients use are sedatives, right? One is gabapentin, you just ask your vet for it, and the other is the all-natural calming cat oil. You just order online. There's over 100 manufacturers of that product, right? So what you would do is just pre-treat your cat until you get to the point where you actually learn techniques and learn what the hell you're doing, right? So until you get to that point, I would just I would recommend that you do a pre-treatment. Yes, you can do GABA, which has been around for 20 years, as recommended by the founder of Fear Free Pets, Dr. Marty Becker, or you can do the all-natural product, the CBD drops, right, which has been available for 6 years, right? So everyone talks about how their cat would never, how their cat would never, how their cat would never. Well, they probably would if you understood what techniques to use.
Pentin is for migraine pain.
Well, what it does for a cat is it blocks their fight or flight signal, right? And temporarily turns them into a dog, right? That's what it does for cats, if you use it correctly. All right, so that's done. And we're gonna go on to her second lather, right? That's the third block, which is the body. So we're gonna get her in the tub instead of on top of it, right? Waka waka. Here we go. That going? Wee-hee. Waka waka. Good girl. Alright, so that is a warm wash with Volume Shampoo by Chris Christensen and about a tablespoon of Thick and Thicker protein treatment. This Thick and Thicker protein treatment is going to help with any matting for after the bath, right? So we're gonna have to deal with some of that. Good girl. Good girl. She loves her bubble baths because she's a queen. Good girl. All right, let's do some flushing. Here we go. If you let her, she'd just sit in here for hours. She wouldn't want to leave. Right, Biscuit? She's like, yeah. Queens love their bubble baths. Good girl. She's like, are we there yet? Yeah. Okay. And rinse. Pull out the plug. There we go. Good girl. And rinse. fast, right? There we go. Good girl. You did it. She's like, I did? Yeah. Sort of. Almost there. No low and slow drying technique for her. We need to put her under the dryer and blow out any tangles and knots that were already there or that formed, right? And then I use a Salon dryer. They're about 80 bucks on Amazon. A Salon dryer, you don't need anything more powerful than that when it comes to grooming cats. To give you an idea, I never turn it up. I always have it on its lowest setting when I'm using it on cats. So there's plenty of power with the Salon dryer, but you just don't need it all, okay?
That's my fast fur baby. Heavy black heart, 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 heavy black heart.
Nope. Nope. Guess again. I think it's in the title of the video. Yeah. Whenever you tune in to the videos, lives, it should tell you the name of the breed of cat, right?
Siri talking to itself.
Biscuit is a Persian. Biscuit is a
Never
Persian.
getting Siri. And that's gross.
Oh, here we go. Another one. See, it's like a game, right? They'll subscribe just to get onto the speaker. And as they come in, I free them and send them back out into the universe, right? Waka waka. Waka waka. We don't need the queen listening to that. She's like that peasant, that low-life peasant. Yeah, you need to raise their taxes. She's like, I will. You did it. Okay. Got it. All right, time for your towel wrap. She's gonna get 2 towel wraps. We'll start with one, right? Here we go. Good girl. I did it, Ma. I did it. I did it, Ma. She's a Persian, not an exotic cat. All right. Wow. Here we go. It's a twin. This is everything that came out before the bath, right? We'll get her on her queen bed, right? Make sure she's always comfortable. She's like, you got that right. Groomer of the stool. Yeah, yeah. Don't rub it in. She's like, sorry. Sorry. Good girl. Snug is a bug in a wug. That only takes about a minute to absorb most of that water. So we're going to get rid of that towel. Re-wrap in a nice dry towel. Wow. Get that working. Alright, get that one working. There. While we work on her eyes and her ears. Okay? Good girl. Waka waka. Get it. Clear. See? Nothing on the eyes. That's how you know you clean them right.
She's such a good girl.
Yes, when she's groomed correctly and to her exact specifications, she's an absolute sweetheart. In the wrong hands, she turns into a screaming banshee because she has a queen temperament, which is why it's so important, if you're going to be advertising cat grooming to the public, that you actually have some training and experience from a qualified organization, right? Which 90% of groomers do not. 90% of groomers who advertise cat grooming have no actual training for it. Okay? They're just kind of winging it and applying what they know for dog grooming to the cat. It's like trying to go to Russia and speak French and think everyone is going to understand you and that you're going to be just fine, right? No. No, if you're going to go to Russia and live there, you probably want to learn Russia, right? Because they don't speak French. It's the same with dog grooming and cat grooming. If you're going to advertise cat grooming, you might want to learn
Think waving.
You might want to learn the language.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Lindsay? Alright, should we start blowing out her little dome? Her owners have a peculiar request. They don't like a face trim for her. They want to keep her shaggy looking on her face. So I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Think waving.
Hello, Ernesto. Hey, Helga.
Hand sign, thumbs up sign, heavy black heart.
Hi, Monasena Rosie. I don't know how you say that. I'm sorry. It's a fun name, though. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Zoom in. Get rid of this. Try and get rid of that. So we can see better. You know? Color feed. No.
Feed me.
Oh, we got someone at the door. Okay. Be right back. And we're back. Alright, so we have a new client who just arrived. So what we do is we bring them over to the calming station, I guess you would call it, where we put a Fallaway on a baby blanket, put it over the cat carrier, and then that's usually a 15-minute pre-treatment start time. Yay! Alright, so the Pink Paw Pal products have arrived. Timing is not the best because did Biscuit, the queen, who could have benefited from some of these products. This is the degreaser. So this is the holy grail of degreasers, made with coconut oil. I actually use it for the head and mane. Best product to use on the head and mane. And then this was the silky shampoo I was talking about that she could have benefited from. Because when you put it in the cat's coat, it creates a silky texture, which prevents that coat from tangling up, right? So this is ideal. And then we have
CA.
2 hypos. I didn't order 2 hypos. I don't know. So their hypo, unlike the one that I use, their hypo is actually scented with their house fragrance. It's all the same fragrance. It just smells kind of clean and it smells like a nut. It smells nutty. I don't know how to describe their house fragrance, but
You paid me.
This one's really pretty. This is slightly scented a little differently, but everything else is scented with their house scent. I'm sorry, what were you saying? Hello. You Kate me. Not sure what you're trying to say there. Alright. One more thing we gotta do. Because it comes in a bag. I'll cut the bag open. There we go. There. Alrighty. That's ready to go.
Watching from Dubai.
Alright. Biscuit, let me save you. She's like, you forgot about me. No, I did not. How could anyone forget about you, Biscuit? Not possible. Not possible.
Youthful.
Waka waka. Hello. Joseph, how are you?
Cutie.
Cutie patootie. Good girl. You got this. You got this. Where were we? Yep, got it.
You are Nami.
Her name is Biscuit. I don't quite get the same results with that dome when I use Groomer Scoop as opposed to if I had the pink pawpaw. Yeah, I don't really get the same results. Anyway, let's get her into the Caddyshack bag. Right this way. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. The Caddyshack bag comes with that annoying sound, so So at this point, we've already blown out her coat. We've used this tool to try to undo some of that. We did a lot of it before the bath. She came in kind of heavily matted and tangled. So we did a lot of it before the bath. We left the small ones for after the bath. And now what we're going to do is comb her out and get all of this stuff out now, right? And we're going to use some different various combs to do that with. Do that right now. really, really bad. Right? Thanks, Banana. got her through it. Her last grooming appointment was rescheduled. Something came up, so she's a little bit overdue. And she normally gets a full belly shave. So it's a long hair shampoo package, but with a full belly shave. So we call that actually the natural. And she had some major issues with part of her coat. So instead of shaving it out, we process it out, right? So that there isn't like a hole in the coat, right? So and we're able to see how we process that out, right? And in some cases, I'm going to reach for an emergency tool called a dematting. It will damage the coat, but so will shaving out the mat. So pick your poison, right? That would be a much more natural approach, right? It's going to look more natural. All right, you did it. Say goodbye to Biscuit, the queen. The queen has spoken. All right, they want a shaggy head. They don't like her face trim, so they want it all kept nice and shaggy. Let's blow that out just a little bit. Come back. Come back. Right, the queen has spoken. All hail Queen Biscuit. Queen of the biscuit making, right? Yeah. She's loving it. How do you groom a queen temperament cat? Well, if she likes the grooming or likes how she feels afterwards, she's going to work with you, right? This is a perfect example of what Dr. Phil means by what's the payoff, right? She knows there's a payoff. She's pretty again. All right, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in a little bit. And Banana Be Jammin', thank you, all the best. And we'll see you next time. We're going to post this full video up on our page for anyone who missed the beginning, who didn't get to see like what was happening with her coat. If the products had arrived in time, she would have been getting the Pink Paw Pow and the Silky Pink Paw Pow shampoo as her finishing treatment. They actually arrived right after her grooming. So anyway, so we improvised and went around it and used other things, right? But anyway, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.